0517 local time pre-dawn haze on the southern Caribbean. The forward gun mount of the USS Gravely shudders to life. A terse phrase ripples through the combat net. Condition 3. 3 unidentified surface contacts are closing fast from the southwest high speed. Tight formation, Venezuelan flags snapping in the cold light. What looks like harassment could have become a headline. Instead, careful discipline turned a near crisis into controlled deterrence. First contact. At 5:17, the CIC watches 3 radar blips accelerate. The tactical display assigns them call signs: Sierra 1, Sierra 2, Sierra 3. Bearings converge. Speed climbs to the high 20s in knots. On the bridge, the captain doesn't shout. Orders ripple quietly and efficiently. Magazines unlocked, safeties checked, helmets on. The ship's posture shifts from routine patrol to combat ready, but not aggressive. The 3 unknowns are low-profile and fast classic patrol craft signatures. Visuals confirm Venezuelan flags, minimal heavy armament. They're built to harass, not to fight in a protracted engagement. Their tactic is obvious: close hard, test discipline, force a reaction. The Gravely's Aegis and SPY-1D radar begin precise tracking. The SLQ-32 electronic warfare suite goes active, mapping the electromagnetic picture. Every ping, every emitter is logged. The Seahawk, call sign Razor 21, stands by on deck, ready to provide overwatch. The approach tightens. Contacts close inside 12 nautical miles. The operations officer recommends marking them as hostile intent. The captain concurs but holds the trigger finger. The ship maintains course in international waters, keeping the legal high ground while maximizing tactical flexibility. Communications go out. Venezuelan naval vessels, this is USS Gravely. You are closing at high speed. Alter course immediately. There is no hostile voice, only silence and the steady rush of engines. Range continues to fall 5 miles, 4 miles, then a hair under 4.6 nautical miles. The helmsman holds speed. The ship remains within international waters, deliberately avoiding any move that could be framed as provocation. On deck, the 5-inch Mark 45 rotates a few degrees, an unmistakable, visible gesture. The CIWS CIWS spins up in standby. These are not threats to fire. They are posture, a show of capability designed to communicate resolve without escalation. Overwatch and evidence. At 5:19, Razor 21 lifts off. The Seahawk's MX-20 and FLIR pod lock onto the approaching boats and begin recording. High-definition, geotagged imagery starts flowing into the Gravely's network. Every movement on the Venezuelan decks is cataloged. Helm positions, crew numbers, any visible sensors or weapons. This real-time evidence is invaluable in diplomatic fallout or legal reviews. Video and telemetry matter far more than spin. Inside CIC, the fused picture grows more precise. Speed vectors, engine R, PMS, bearing changes. SLQ-32 searches for targeting radars and command emissions. So far, nothing that legally justifies opening fire. The ROE, rules of engagement, are clear. Demonstrate readiness, record intent, tension, then message. The Venezuelan boats slow marginally from 28 knots down toward 20 in jockey into a shadowing formation along Gravely's starboard beam at around 3.6 nautical miles. The bridge exchanges terse radio traffic. The Venezuelan voice demands identification and accuses the Gravely of operating near their waters. Gravely replies calmly and clearly, she is conducting lawful operations in international waters, and unsafe approaches will be recorded. This moment is the essence of gray zone conflict. Both sides act within their chosen narratives. Venezuela wants to show displeasure and demonstrate reach. The U.S. wants to show restraint and lawful posture. The outcome depends on discipline, documentation, and timing, not on violence, de-escalation, and aftermath. After a measured period of shadowing, the Venezuelan formation executes a slow turn east and withdraws. No shots fired, no last-minute provocation. The Gravely maintains course, logs every second of the encounter radar tracks, voice comms, thermal imagery, power states, even gun barrel temperatures. Those files will be exported to Southcom and to legal analysis teams in Washington before sunrise. For the crew, it's business as usual. Secure magazines, stand down from Condition 3, recover the Seahawk. For policymakers, it's a data point, a test that did not escalate, recorded in hard evidence. Number 1. Posture beats provocation. The Gravely's approach was textbook. Posture without provocation, rotating the 5-inch spinning CIWS into standby, launching an unarmed Seahawk for Overwatch, These are visible, measured signals that establish capability without firing a shot. That combination enforces deterrence while preserving the legal and moral high ground. Number 2. Rules of engagement and legal cover. Operating in international waters matters. The ship's adherence to ROE and to UNCLOS norms put the burden of escalation on the approaching vessels. Recording everything, timestamps, imagery, power logs converts a tactical incident into documentary proof for diplomacy. In modern maritime incidents, proof is policy. Number 3. Gray zone warfare is about narratives. Fast approaches, shadowing, and ambiguous maneuvers are designed to confuse public narratives. Is this harassment, an exercise, an accident? By holding position and documenting the encounter, the Gravely forced Venezuela to narrate their own aggression. They closed, they slowed, and they withdrew. The optics favored Washington. A single misread sensor, a flinch, or an over-anxious gunner could have turned this into a kinetic incident. That's the danger of controlled friction. It deliberately invites mistakes. The Gravely's outcome was ideal, but it relied on rigorous training, calm leadership, and clear communications, things that are never guaranteed. Strategic context. This tense encounter between China and the U.S. Navy didn't unfold by chance. It was the result of a months-long buildup of tension in the South China Sea. For weeks, American destroyers had been patrolling under Operation Pacific Sentinel, a mission aimed at ensuring freedom of navigation and deterring aggressive territorial moves. Just 3 days earlier, a U.S. surveillance aircraft had flown near the Paracel Islands, prompting furious statements from Beijing. The stage was set, and both sides were already watching each other closely, waiting to see who would blink first. For China, this close approach wasn't simply about intimidation, it was strategic signaling. Every maneuver, every radar ping, and every shadow on the water was a message. You're in our waters. But for the U.S., it was about enforcing international law and keeping vital shipping lanes open. These waters carry trillions of dollars in global trade annually, and surrendering even symbolic control would mean redefining the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific. The confrontation, therefore, was more than a naval standoff. It was a chess move in a global power game. For regional commanders and policymakers, the takeaway is unmistakable. Presence alone isn't enough. It must be backed by precision, patience, and professionalism. The South China Sea has become a proving ground for gray zone warfare, where shows of force replace open fire and where restraint is often the sharpest weapon. In this environment, one wrong signal can ignite a diplomatic crisis. The encounter near the Spratly Islands serves as a vivid reminder that even peace in these waters is maintained by constant vigilance in the steady hands of those standing watch. By dawn, the Gravely had done everything a modern warship should: deterred escalation, preserved lives, and captured incontrovertible evidence of a provocative approach. The Venezuelan boats slipped back along their coast. Message delivered, escalation avoided. What would you have done if you were on the bridge? Hold your fire and document, or show force and risk a headline? Drop your opinion in the comments. I read everyone. If this deep dive helped you understand how modern navies manage confrontations without firing a shot, hit like, share, and subscribe. Stay sharp. Ships don't need to fire to change history. Sometimes posture and proof do the heavy lifting.